Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. If you saw the unboxing, you already expected this. We've got the Unrivaled Series, what is it? Series 10, Jake Hager. Sorry, I actually kind of couldn't remember there for a second, and it was sitting right in front of me. But, anywho, we've got all the figures on the back of the box. I do plan on investing into getting a lot of these figures. I think I do have the Wardlow, not too sure. And I do have the Miro, I want to say. Just gotta get the Andrade, the Taz, and the Britt Baker. Maybe one of these days, maybe one of these days. But before I keep rambling and I get too distracted with everything, why don't we get the figure open and we can get him out of his plastic prison, shall we? Alrighty, now that we've got the accessories and all that stuff laid out, we've got the figure out of the plastic prison. One thing I can definitely say is, he doesn't come with a whole lot. He's not like Santana and Ortiz. As far as accessories go, he doesn't come with any extra weapon. He just comes with an extra set of hands and an extra head sculpt. As where Santana and Ortiz came with an extra head sculpt. One of them came with an extra hand that actually was a unique hand, and both came with at least one weapon, so a little disappointed. Not necessarily, no, not the worst deal, honestly. But with that being said, though, he does come with a set of fist hands, nice wrist taped fist hands, or what is, hand taped fisted hands, whatever you would want to say about it. And then he's got this screaming expression. He's got IC written on the side of his head for Insane Clown, forgot the P for Posse. And then he's got 3 lines in the other side of his head. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Obviously that's supposed to be for Inner Circle, though. If you got the little reference there, though, shout outs to you, I guess. Now, getting into the figure itself, first things first, before we get into anything, I just would love to say how I did notice he does have what seems to be calf rotation. Oh, he does have a little, calf cut or whatever, so already a bit more of an upgrade compared to the Ortiz. And I do love the shoes. Makes him stand out a bit more compared to the rest, as I don't know if the Sammy Guevara comes with special shoes or not, but the Jericho just has plain black boots, and so don't the Santana and the Ortiz. But with that being said, of course, he's got a unique jumpsuit looking mold here. He doesn't have the sleeves on, so of course exposing his bare arms. Nice look, honestly, I'm not complaining. This figure definitely does feel way bigger compared to the first Unrivaled figure, or was it Unrivaled? I can't even remember which one his first figure was, but it's a hunk of garbage either way. Honestly, never will recommend buying that figure, even if it's for like $1. It's got inmate written above the pocket. Don't know why I just did that in a accent there, so my bad. Got Hager, El Reno Prison written on the back there. Hopefully my camera will stay in focus so you can see it just a tad bit better. And other than that, kind of like the same outlook as far as the other, members in this group. Still a really nice figure overall. I'm not complaining about anything and or by any means. But just to give like a little comparison here, here is his Mattel Jack Swagger figure, because of course these are the same person. And as you can tell, this Jake Hager is just massive compared to the Jack Swagger figure. Like, honestly, he looks like he's a whole human being bigger than Jack Swagger himself. Kind of the consistent, problem with AEW figures. A lot of them don't really match up with the other portion of wrestling figures in the world, aka WWE. Which, I mean, not really supposed to. After all, they are a different company. But just to also get another little comparison up in here, we've got Sammy and Jake. You know, this does look fairly accurate, though. I don't think Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager are as tall as each other, and if they are, well, what wrestling product have I been watching? Either way, you know, it's still a pretty nice sized figure, just maybe a little bit too oversized. I don't know. And you know, since this is kind of a bit more of a shorter review, why don't we get into a little bit of articulation, and we can also look at this other head sculpt real quick while we get into that. Of course, he's got the insane clown on the side of his head. This head sculpt is probably the one I prefer, but of course having one for non-action and then having a screaming head sculpt, maybe he's got someone in the ankle lock. Maybe he's in the ankle lock. I don't know. Maybe Kurt Angle makes his AEW debut next week with the way Tony Khan is. You'll never know. Maybe. That's more of a Kurt thing, though. Of course, he probably will never wrestle again. Baron Corbin will forever be his last match. Sadness. I got a little tear running down the face as I say that in realization. But yeah, you know, the head sculpt is pretty nice. Can look up about that high, can look down about that much. Got really good range and articulation there when it comes to the head scans. Of course, he can put his arm up about that high with his shoulder articulation. Of course, the arm can rotate, bicep swivel, got double bend in the elbows, got wrist articulation, I was about to say if it would work, got wrist swivel, if it would work. There we go. Of course, he doesn't have very great ab crunch. I will admit that now. Like, this figure has to, like, use his legs to bend over. Like, he is not bending over without his legs. Other than that, ab crunch, non-existent, really. He can go back a pretty decent amount, though, but, not the biggest ordeal, honestly. I've seen worse with AEW figures. Of course, getting into the lower half, though, you saw how good the legs work. It's got upper thigh cut. Just to show it off one more time, he can do a pretty excellent big boot. Got a double bend in the knee. I was about to say, I don't feel like trying to do it with one hand, so I'm going to use the ring. Almost kind of felt like I was going to snap the figure, so definitely don't recommend doing that. Showed it off earlier. Got upper calf rotation. And then he's got articulation in the ankle. And I want to say he's got a little bit of ankle rock. Nothing too big there, though. Ooh, almost threw the figure somewheres out into the universe. Sorry, I'm a little tired, so I may yawn a little bit, but now that we've got that said and done, why don't we get them all posed up and we can give our final thoughts. Well, now that I've got them all posed up and I'm kind of prepared for my final thoughts on this figure, of course got them posed up with the other members of the inner circle that I have currently reviewed. Still got Sammy and Jericho over there left, so be looking forward to that. And as far as that goes, you know, what do I have to say about this Hager? Honestly, it's pretty damn good, especially compared to his first go-around. It looks way better, looks more like him. It feels a bit better in hand as well. It doesn't feel as flimsy, as nasty. Because, you know, the one I got stained all the hell because of the jacket, so that doesn't really help either. I'd pull that out, but it's currently in the crowd. When I went like this, I don't know if you could have seen it, but yeah, he's kind of right there. I think you might be able to see him if you were looking nearby where my finger is. Sorry for the knuckle crack if you don't like the fingers being popped. Felt good though. Anyway, this Jake Hager all around is definitely way better compared to his first go around. Of course, I would love to see a better looking one in general as far as like an in-ring gear goes for Jake Hager. But you know what? Having the jumpsuit inner circle gear set is also really damn cool as well. So I'm really damn excited to get the rest of these reviewed, get the rest of them all out, and maybe recreate Blood and Guts in a sense in my own ring. Sadly, I just don't have 2 rings. And with that being said, though, what would I rate this figure? On a scale out of 1 to 10, I'm going to give him a good solid 8.5. Doesn't come with a bunch of different stuff. Not that that's the biggest ordeal, but you know, maybe a weapon accessory because it is from Blood and Guts would have been a bit cool. But then yet again, I don't really recall seeing the inner circle, or the pinnacle set really coming with anything either, except for Sean Spears in his chair, and I think MJF had his like Dynamite Dozen ring, but other than that, I don't really recall any of them coming with any cool like accessories, so I can't put that at fault too much. Guess I just expected a little bit too much out of the fact that Ortiz and Santana actually came with some really cool accessories. But, you know, still a pretty damn solid figure overall. And with that being said, I would say maybe a good solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just to kind of throw that out there before I forget. And, you know, speaking of before I forget, I don't plan on keeping y'all here long. So, if you guys liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you guys didn't like the video, that's alright. And you know, if you did like the video, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe. And on top of that, we do have playlists for action figure reviews and or pig-fed content. A few unboxing videos as well. All that have their own playlists, so feel free to go check that out. And with that being said, you know, we've also got some action figure reviews on their way, plus more that still have yet to come in. So, yeah, I hope you guys are excited for the future. I know I am, and yeah, sadly I messed up my outro, so I had to record this in a different section. So, if you made it this far, feel free to know I messed up a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. But anywho, with that being said, I would like to get out of here, let you guys have the rest of your night and or the rest of your day. And if you want to, feel free to, you know, watch some more action figure reviews. Hopefully I'll have the Sammy and the Jericho up soon after this one, if not at least one of them. Because I kind of wouldn't mind doing a double upload for making y'all wait 2 days on these figure reviews. So, with that being said, have a good rest of your night, day, whatever it may be. I'm gonna get out of here. Maybe I'll see you again. I don't know. But peace out, yo.